Hello and welcome back to my channel, and happy 2024 to you all. It has been a minute since I posted a video. I took an unintended break, but it was a good break, and I'm glad to be back with another video. And in today's video, I am sharing how I make winter chocolate candy that you can use for hot cocoa, melting it down into milk, or you can just enjoy a sweet treat. So if you like to see how I've made this candy, keep watching. Okay, so the first thing I did was get some pots and get some mixing bowls, and then add water into the pot to put the mixing bowl on to kind of act like a double boiler. And when I do this, I don't put the temperature up any higher than medium heat. And over time, as the pot stays on, it will start to boil and steam as it needs to melt the chocolate. However, if it's going too slow for you, you can put a lid on top and it'll help hold the heat in to melt the chocolate. So I love to put a filler into my chocolate, and this time I'm using caramel, and I'm also going to add some pecans to that, which you'll see later. To aid in melting down the caramel, I add water, and as the water heats up, the caramel melts into that, and you just keep stirring every so often as the caramel warms up and melts. At this point, it kind of looks like milk, and it does take a while for the caramel to actually melt all the way down. So be patient if you decide to make this candy, and just continue to stir it every so often. To melt down the chocolate, and to thin it out, I include coconut oil. And that thins it out so that it's easier to pour into the molds. And as I mentioned earlier, you can throw a lid on top to make it melt faster. So again, just take your time as you are with the caramel. If you decide to make this candy, just take your time and stir the chocolate and the coconut oil, or if you're working with the caramel in the water, just stir that occasionally as the chocolate and the caramel start to melt into either the water or the coconut oil. So I'm going to let y'all enjoy this music and kind of watch what happens of this process for making your homemade candy, and then we'll be back once the chocolate's all melted. Okay, so you can see that the chocolate's all melted down and it's ready to be poured into the mold. So I actually switched from the spatula to using a spoon when I am pouring into the mold. This particular set of molds worked for Christmas, and they also worked for winter. And I did not get to make the candy that I wanted to make for Christmas, so I ended up making these after Christmas. But because they are winter themed, they work for either the Christmas season, or you can do it after Christmas as long as it's winter. Or if you feel like a snowflake in July, I mean, I'm not here to judge you. But so once you get the first layer of chocolate in there, and I don't fill it all the way up because I want to add the center in. So you put that into the freezer, and then I start to work on the center part that is going to be, or the filler that's going to be inside of the chocolate candy. And I'm doing caramel and pecans, and so I'm just mixing the pecans into the caramel now that it's all melted down. So next I use my spatula to add the filler to the mold right on top of the chocolate that was just removed from the freezer. And the caramel is still a little bit warm when I'm putting it on top of the chocolate. So after I've gotten that into the mold, I put that into the freezer and then pull that out and add more chocolate on top. Sorry, I don't have any clips for that, but this is what it looks like when it comes out of the freezer. And then I just remove them from the mold and they're ready to eat. If you do make this candy, be sure to keep your candy in the refrigerator or the freezer so that it doesn't melt. And here I'm showing some white chocolate that I created and then turned it into a hot chocolate. I melted it into some oat milk and added some whipped cream and had a hot chocolate. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you made it this far, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye.